Rappers who exposed the industry and got blackballed. Although it may appear to be a lot of fun on the outside, the music business involves more than simply partying and rock and roll. Yes, that kind of stuff does happen. But rappers, like all musicians, have an extremely demanding career that never really lets up. A musician's life can be demanding, filled with long studio sessions, non-stop tour dates, interviews, and photo shoots. However, let's not overlook the most challenging aspect of working in the music business: the industry itself. Let me be the first to tell you, in case you've never given any thought to what goes on behind the scenes, that the music industry is, somewhat murky. You've likely read headlines about Kanye West's Twitter tirades on music ownership or Taylor Swift's difficulties trying to own her music. These statements are accurate. They aren't overstated. Many well-known performers are not even the owners of the copyright to their songs. Though it may appear to be their chance to become extremely wealthy, these transactions are fraught with complications. Rappers who have had to confront the music industry to receive equitable treatment have contributed to the revelation of what truly happens behind closed doors. Here are 7 rappers who have exposed the music business. Number 1. Lil Uzi Vert. Whenever a rapper postpones a much-awaited album, Lil Uzi Vert's eyebrows are aroused. Not taking advantage of the hype can indicate several things, but in general, it's a positive indication that a rapper isn't exactly getting along with the folks running their record company and their career. A contemporary instance of this could be found in the build-up to Lil Uzi Vert's album, Eternal Atake. To say that people were thrilled about Eternal Atake would be an understatement. Yes, that's right. When Uzi gave a preview of the album in the summer of 2018, people naturally thought it was close. No, it wasn't. After the album was announced, nearly 2 years passed before the fans heard the first few notes of Baby Pluto. However, why was that the case? During that time, Uzi was recording a lot of music. He had the option to put out multiple albums. There was turmoil associated with the label, but it's possible to partially attribute the endless wait to Uzi's fastidious qualities. I mean, hey, DG Drama. When Uzi's label refused to allow him to have a verse on NAV's album in 2019, it was clear that the problems he was having with being signed to DG Drama persisted. Uzi had tweeted about similar problems back in 2018. The song Free Uzi, which suggested Uzi's music was being held captive, came after this. Although things appeared to be getting better now, the whole Eternal Atake controversy made fans more conscious of label issues. Number 2. Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane, ranked number 2, is a true legend in the modern rap scene. Given his length of time in the industry, it's not surprising that he's encountered some difficulties with the music business. Surprisingly, though, it wasn't until last year that it appeared as though he had revealed a darker side to the business. I suppose that after all those years, he was mistreated just enough. Gucci tweeted at his record label, Atlantic Records, in June 2020. He declared in it that he was quitting the label and called them polite racists. Later, he tweeted that musicians ought to quit their labels and do as he did. This occurred during a period when many rappers were debating whether or not their labels were racist, and it acted as a kind of reckoning for the whole music business. Gucci quickly recanted his stance despite everything, though. After removing the initial tweets, he made it clear that he was staying with Atlantic. What then transpired behind closed doors there? Who knows? Gucci most likely decided to prioritize business over all other considerations. Even though the tweets were taken down, label's bigotry had already been exposed, and this wasn't the first time someone had disparaged Atlantic Records. Number 3. Lil Wayne. A rapper occasionally gets away with purposefully exposing the music business without even trying. Whether they intend it or not, people occasionally just accomplish it by their acts. That was undoubtedly the situation when Lil Wayne was embroiled in a lawsuit involving a record company, and, naturally, Birdman. Let's look at this timeline, since there is a lot of history behind it. The postponement of Wayne's album, Thought Carter v. led to the public learning about his label troubles, much like with the Eternal Atake scenario. The world was anticipating the release of a new album when Wayne revealed in 2014 that Birdman, the head of Cash Money, had unnecessarily delayed the record. He claimed to be a prisoner and expressed his desire to be freed from the designation. Wayne finally had enough in 2015 and launched a significant lawsuit against Cash Money. Then he began to suggest that Nicki and Drake would quit Young Money due to all of Birdman's problems. After a protracted legal battle, Wayne received 8 figures from the label that had been denying him release rights and profiting off his masters. It was then made public that Wayne was the legitimate owner of all of his possessions. After all of this, I can't say that Birdman looked fantastic. Number 4. Kanye West. It's amusing to consider that Kanye West wasn't always successful. He ascended steadily through the ranks of the music, and subsequently, fashion industries to rank among the wealthiest and most powerful individuals on the planet. Very bizarre stuff. You already know that he's got some fairly strong ideas about what goes on in the music industry since he's done everything and worked with everyone. And the best thing about Kanye is that his opinions are always obvious. Although Kanye has made more pertinent comments on the industry on Twitter recently, there are still many iconic interview moments in which he criticizes the industry. Even though Def Jam was the focus of many of his tweets, he was talking about a serious issue in the music business that is only now receiving attention from those outside of it. Masters. The initial recording of a song is referred to as the master, and the owner of the master holds the song's rights. Kanye began tweeting about how the music industry was designed to take advantage of artists and that he didn't own his masters. He even declared that until he possessed his masters, he would not release any more songs. That's a strong declaration, and it certainly got folks talking. Number 5. Drake. Drake is the 5th rapper on the list who has spoken out about the music business. Drake criticized the Grammy Awards in July 2020 in several Instagram posts, pointing out that there wasn't enough diversity among the nominations. He also implied that the organizers were out of touch with the status of music today by criticizing them for ignoring particular genres and categories. Drake's remarks spurred other artists to share their personal stories and started a larger discussion about recognition and representation in the business. Drake didn't specifically name any wrongdoing, but his open criticism of the Grammy Awards highlighted the difficulties and injustices that many musicians encounter in the music business. Number 6. Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion sued her record label, 1501 Certified Entertainment, in March 2021, claiming that they had stopped her from releasing new music and were financially abusing her. Megan said in a social media statement that the company was preventing her from releasing new music because she was trying to renegotiate her contract. She also said that the label had not given her a correct accounting of her funds and had withheld her earnings. The problem of artist exploitation in the music business, especially among young and inexperienced performers, came to light as a result of Megan's case. Her story brought to light how crucial it is for artists to know their rights and fight for equitable treatment from record companies and other business partners. Number 7. Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper has been outspoken in his criticism of the methods used by the music industry. Chance criticized record labels for taking advantage of musicians and using their creativity for financial gain in a series of tweets sent out in July 2019. He claimed that the conventional approach of locking musicians into long-term contracts and controlling their output hampered artistic freedom and innovation. Chance also supported independent musicians keeping control over their careers and ownership of their work, citing his success as proof of the advantages of doing so. His remarks set off a wider discussion about the power structures in the music business and the necessity of reform to better assist musicians and uphold their rights. If you enjoy this video, please remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. It is quite beneficial.